Hi. So today is Taurus Ascendant. Just a second. Let me make some notes. Right. So today we are going to talk about Taurus Ascendant. Now things will change, as we have seen in the last video, last session, that everything was aligned for Aries Ascendant people. Every house and sign was aligned. First house had Aries sign, which is the first sign. Second house had Taurus sign, which is the first, which is the second sign. So everything was aligned for Aries Ascendant people. Now things will little change. Now Taurus becomes the ascendant, means the sign, which is natural second house, is becoming your first house. Likewise, the whole sign system will rotate to Taurus as ascendant, means second house will have Gemini, third house will have Cancer, then fourth house Leo. Like this, every sign will just switch to the next house, and it will change a lot of things. The whole interpretation of the sign system or the chart will change. Whenever we are looking at planets results in its dasha or antardasha, always remember that wherever it is sitting, that house is secondary. First of all, planet gives its result of things it is karaka of, and then it will give the result of the houses it rules, and then the results will get manifested through the houses, through the house in which it is sitting, and through the houses where it is transiting. This is the rule. So if someone is going through Saturn Mahadasha, first of all he will get the all the results of Saturn as Karaka, means delay, frustration, hard work, hardship, bone related diseases, aches, and teeth related diseases. All these things he will naturally get, everyone, whomsoever he or she may be. Second thing, the houses it rules. So for Taurus Ascendant, Saturn rules the 10th, 9th and 10th house. But for Scorpio Ascendant, Saturn rules the 3rd and 4th house. So that's why ascendant analysis is kind of important, because we get to know what houses a planet rules and what kind of results we can expect in its dasha. If Saturn doesn't rule your marriage related house or relationship related house, or it doesn't rule your education related house, then it is a very rare possibility that in Saturn dasha you can have these things through Saturn. They can come through Antardasha planets, but through Saturn there is a very rare possibility. So let's begin with the Taurus Ascendant people. Second house, natural second house, that is Taurus, is becoming your first house. It shows Taurus is the sign of wealth and assets, and it is a sign of security. Taurus ascendant people like to be very secure people. They want security in life, and that is the basic way of explaining a Taurus ascendant people. They want to be secure or safe. As it is house of wealth and assets, a Taurus ascendant person is naturally a very wealthy person. Normally, okay, there can be exceptional cases, but normally they come from a very wealthy family background. If Venus is well placed, they can be highly rich, as they say, filthy rich. They can be of that social stature also, when where they are filthy rich. As Taurus is ruled by Venus, they can be very beautiful. They can be very pleasant to look at, and they can be very much about careful about how they look in the society, how they look in front of others, because Venus is ruling the first house. So this is their basic nature. They are very much of security oriented. They want a safe life, secured life. Plus, they want to be wealthy. They are wealthy, or they would want to be wealthy, very wealthy. It can even happen that a wealthy person wants to be more wealthy. Then they are very beautiful, and they like to take care of themselves. They like to look pleasant in front of others. This is the very basic nature of a Taurus ascendant person. Now the second house is Gemini sign. Second house is house of wealth and family. Gemini is sign of communication and business. It shows their best wealth can come through business. It shows they like to have a family environment which is very communicative. They like to communicate in their family environment. That's when they feel happy in their family, when they are communicating. Third house has Cancer sign. They can be very emotional or motherly in their communication. If they have younger siblings, they will take care of their younger siblings like a mother. When they talk with all the emotions, because in the sign of communication, Cancer sign is in the house of communication. Cancer sign is falling. If they go into business, they can go into the business of communication, business of taking care of others or nourishing others. It means that they can be teacher, they can be healing others, they can be taking care of others. That can be their business. Fourth house has Leo sign. It shows their mother is very much authority in their home. Okay, home environment is ruled by mother. Okay, mother is the authority at home when it comes to their home life, because Leo sign is falling there. Leo is the sign of authority. It is ruled by sun. So Leo and sun's quality will come to the mother. Then it also shows they get their authority from working from home, or working from home in matters wherever sun is placed, because Leo is ruled by sun. Then comes the fifth house. It is very short, short way of describing the ascendant. Another way is linking through the planet, which we'll cover later. Then fifth house is Virgo sign. They can be very analytical and perfectionist about their education, what they are taking education in. They can be very perfectionist about it. Then they can be very perfectionist about their children or their second younger sibling. Okay, if they have a second younger sibling or if they have a first child, they can be very perfectionist about that child. They want to be and they want perfect growth for that child or that second younger sibling. In matters of education also, they would like to would like to make sure that no one is miseducating them. They can question their teachers, they can question their counselors about the kind of education they are getting. So they can be very perfectionist about it. They can be very detailed oriented in these matters. Sixth house has Libra sign. They can face lots of obstacles and conflicts in relationship matters. It may so happen they can become relationship counselors because of the kind of obstacles and conflicts they have seen in their relationship. Because sixth house is obstacles and conflicts, and the sign that is falling there is Libra, which is sign of relationship. So it shows lots of conflicts and obstacles in their relationship matters, which turns out to be maybe their profession, where that they are relationship counselors, they are relationship guides, like that. Seventh house, the house of relationship and spouse, partner, or business, has Scorpio sign. Scorpio has the tendency of being ups and downs, sign of ups and downs, instability. So the basic foundation of a Taurus ascendant person, a person's relationship is that it is unstable. It is not going to be a stable married life or relationship life. This is one thing they should realize by themselves, and they should work towards it. Okay, that how they can make it a little bit of stable, little bit of smooth. That is the thing they should work towards, because Scorpio is the sign. Wherever Scorpio is in your chart, that area of life is never stable. You have to make it stable. I mean to say, it is never stable by its own. We have to try and make it stable. Like for me, Scorpio ascendant is life path, and this is my fourth profession. So my life path has changed 4 times so far. It has been a roller coaster ride for me in career. So the whole life path for a Scorpio ascendant person is unstable. Likewise for them, seventh house is house of relationship, spouse, partner, and as Scorpio is falling there, there will be some disturbance, there will be some instability, there will be ups and downs. It will never be stable unless they try their best to make it stable. Now, the eighth house has Sagittarius sign. They can be very much interested in taking higher education of occult and mysticism. Sagittarius is sign of occult, sign of higher education, and eighth house is occult mysticism. Eighth house is also a house of psychology, or dealing with emergencies of others, serving others. So it shows that they like to serve others through their higher education. They may like to educate themselves about psychology, about how to deal with people in their emergencies. They can make a very good teacher or counselor in these matters. Ninth house has Capricorn sign. Ninth house is higher education, and Capricorn is the sign of law and order. So they can also go into the higher studies of law if they are interested in that. The education related with government, administration, law, all these things are possible. Now someone can feel that how many different type of education one will go through. Because a Taurus ascendant person can have education about occult mysticism, psychology, law, how many different types of education he is getting. It all depends on the dasha he is going through between 15 to 30, I guess, 30, 35. Because that is the time when we go through education and higher education, right? So it depends on what type of dasha a person is going through in during those years. That planet related subject he will go for higher education in. Then it also shows that they may have very strict views about religion, okay, about religious beliefs, because Capricorn is the sign ruled by Saturn. So they like to challenge the religious views of others. They like to challenge the beliefs of others. They can have very strict or narrow views of religion, or they can have a strict view about narrow religious views. Means if someone has this narrow thinking that only my religion is perfect and your beliefs are wrong, they can come very hard at these type of people. Then 10th house and Aquarius. 10th house, Aquarius signs fall in the 10th house. 10th house is house of your career, work, and your image, social image in world. And Aquarius is the sign of helping humanity. So they are known to help humanity through their career. They are known to serve humanity in such a way that the whole humanity gets benefited. They should not be in a work environment where they are working for themselves only. That okay, fine, my job is from 9 to 6 and after that I am free and I will get the paycheck. This is not what they are supposed to do, because 10th house has Aquarius sign there. They are supposed to work for others. They are supposed to help others, serve others, and make a change in the world. That is what Aquarius is. Aquarius is all about. Now again, there are three levels of interpretation of every sign, every planet, or every house. Aquarius lowest interpretation will be the gains and income related sign, because it is natural 11th house. So it can show your gains and incomes also. The second level is the MNCs, large organizations, and networking circle, where you get along. You are not only living for yourself, but you are getting along with others. You are taking care of others also. But its highest significance is when someone dedicates himself to the higher cause, which serves the whole humanity itself. So if they take on such cause, that will serve their career best. Means if they can do anything, like any entrepreneur also, any businessman also, if they take a business and by that business they serve the society, it is a great thing for them in their career. We can say that a businessman is running a business for himself. He is not running for others, but in effect what is happening, that he is still serving others. A person who develops things like Facebook or WhatsApp actually serves the whole humanity. Okay, he may have developed for himself in the beginning, but in the end what happened, that whole humanity got benefited. That's what they are supposed to do in their career. A Taurus ascendant person, because Aquarius is falling in the 10th house, their career should be about serving humanity. They should find a career in which they are helping all the people. They should not look for their own gain or own benefits own gains and own benefits will come to their way. Because like I am also in this astrology profession for 3 years, so people are paying me fee and I'm helping them out. So money will always come to you if you are doing anything in your life. This is general rule, and this is something I wanted to talk about. Is that you follow any career, you do any work, this is general rule that you will be paid. That's it. There is no work in this world which doesn't pay you back anything, right? So your own needs, your own requirements will be taken care of. Now it depends upon you whether you want to take care of it through a job or through business where you help almost everyone in the world. So now the 11th house has Pisces sign, which again indicates about the same energy, because 11th house is the natural house of Aquarius. So it is house of helping humanity, and Pisces is the sign of spirituality. So they will attain their spirituality by helping others. They will realize their spiritual self by helping others, by helping humanity, or making some big change in the society. If they are able to help others, serve others, they will realize that they have done some good job, and they will realize their spiritual self. Then last house is 12th house, Aries. Uh, it shows that 12th house is the house of spirituality, and Aries is the sign of individuality. So it shows that they should have individual views on their spirituality. It so happens that our spiritual views, our religious views are always revolving around the kind of conditioning we have got from family and society, from our parents, our colleagues, our friends. Whatever beliefs they have given to us, we have just adopted those beliefs. We have never questioned those beliefs. Much of our spiritual and religious beliefs are just taken from others. Okay, so when Aries sign is falling in the 12th house, it shows that they are supposed to have individual spiritual beliefs. They should have their own spiritual beliefs, no matter how controversial they are, no matter how how different they are. But they should have their own individual spiritual beliefs. That's what they are supposed to do. Now, if we try to interpret a Taurus ascendant chart through a different way, we can do it through the planet which rules different houses. Like except Sun and Moon, all the other planets rule two houses in every chart. So like for Taurus ascendant, Venus rules the first house and Venus rules the sixth house. So it shows their life path. First house is life path and sixth house is service to other people. So it shows their life path is all about serving other people. They should be dedicating themselves into serving other people. When Venus energy comes into the sixth house, either through Venus as a planet, if someone has Venus in the sixth house, or a Venus ruled planet like Taurus is falling in the sixth house, or Libra is falling in the sixth house, it shows someone who is very much affectionate towards animals. They would love animals like anything. It also shows that they can serve animals, or they can serve any class of people who are living a very downgraded life. So their whole life path can be about serving others. It can show someone who is a veterinary doctor also. Now second house is Mercury. Mercury ruled Gemini, and Mercury also rules the fifth house of Virgo. Now it shows that their wealth can come through stock exchange, betting, gambling, or any kind of speculative business, because second house is wealth. Fifth house is stock market and all these speculative business, and Mercury is Karka of stock market and share market. So they can gain good money out of share market if they are interested in, and they will be interested in all these things. It also shows their gains, their wealth can come through education. Whatever they are educated in, that education can help them in gaining more wealth. Now, third house has Cancer sign. So, as I said, that they can be very emotional in their way of communicating. As Cancer is about motherly nourishment, they can be very emotional, caring, or motherly by their communication. Means their efforts can go into nursing or healing others. Okay, because third house is a house of efforts. So their efforts can go into the taking care of others like a mother, which is like either teaching or nursing or medical profession. And then fourth house, as I said, uh, the Leo sign is falling. Fourth house is home, peace of mind, and Leo sign is the sign of authority. So they find peaceful when they are in authority. You can also say they cannot live peacefully without an authority. And most of their authority, as I said, will come from home life. Means they should work from home, they should have their own business, and that's where they will get the authority. Fifth house we have covered with Mercury. Sixth house we have covered with Venus. Now seventh house. Seventh house is Scorpio sign. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Ketu. If we take Mars only, then Mars also rules their 12th house with Aries sign. Now the planet which rules their 7th house of relationship also rules their 12th house of losses. So it shows that for a Taurus ascendant person, they always end up in feeling like that their relationship is much of like a loss. Okay, because the planet which rules their 7th house also rules the house of losses. So they feel that they didn't get enough results out of their marriage or relationship, or they feel that uh, uh, maybe their expectations were too high out of a relationship, and that's what they feel that they didn't gain much out of it. So that is a common theme about their relationship, that they will always feel a loss of relationship, either in reality or at least in their mentality mindset. It can also show that their spouse can live away from them, or they can go to foreign lands with their spouse. Now the eighth house has Sagittarius sign, which is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter also rules their 11th house. Eighth house is of serving people. 11th house is your gains. So it connects, Jupiter connects both the houses. Jupiter itself is knowledge and education. So again, it shows that these people will gain out of serving other people through their higher knowledge and higher education. The more they guide others, the more they serve others with their knowledge and education, the more they will gain in their life. As Pisces sign is falling there, they will also realize their spiritual self by serving others. The more services they provide to others, uh, the more spiritual they will feel about themselves. Finally, the Saturn, which rules their 9th house and 10th house. 9th house of higher education and 10th house of career. So it links their higher education with their career. So again, it shows that their career can be all about teaching, guiding, and counseling others. They can be, but as Saturn rules it, it makes it very hard for them to get into this kind of career. They can be uh, they can earn it all only means that Saturn will make delay in this area of life of 9,000, 10,000. That their higher education can get delayed, or their career can get delayed simultaneously. Because if higher education is getting delayed, normally person's career will get delayed. So they will realize this kind of higher education they should get in their 30s, and then their career will uh, gain out of that higher education. So this is how a Taurus Ascendant chart looks like. One thing I wanted to tell during my career consultation also, I find that many of people are worried about earning money and gaining more and more benefits. I can understand. I am not fool to deny the importance of money. But understand what I was saying earlier. There is no work in the world which doesn't give you money. If you are providing some service, if you are doing some work for someone, you will always get money. Be sure about it. You just need to provide do some good work. Okay, add some unique trait to your work. Okay, I give you an example. Is that there can be thousands of astrologers in India, and there can be lakhs of millions of astrologers in the world. But I feel that very rarely someone gives handwritten reports, which I provide. There can be. I'm not saying that I'm only one. There can be some astrologer, but I haven't come across. I heard that Alisa Sharp used to do it in earlier in her career. For beginning of her career, she used to provide, but as consultations grew, increased, she had to stop providing written reports. So that's what I am saying, that there are very few astrologers who are providing written consultations, handwritten consultations. They can provide, they can pull off the report from the software and send you. It can easily happen, but typing all the things on your own is a huge task, and that I know because I'm doing it for 3 years now. It is a huge task, typing everything, every word by your own. So that's what I am saying. Add some unique thing in your services you are providing, and your services will be sold and you will get money. That's it. The only thing you need to do is to provide service, and that service should be unique. Something unique should be there, and you will get money. There is no work in the world which doesn't give you money. So if you have a chart which is business oriented and you are trying to make your career in job setup, it will be frustrating time for you. That's what I wanted to say. If your chart is indicating towards business, you should do business, and you should not be scared of the fact that whether you will be paid or not. You will be paid. That is guaranteed. If you provide some work and you provide with good quality, you will be paid. Okay, but it is just that the courage is needed of taking the jump into the business switch. So that's what I wanted to tell. That in every chart there is a possibility of being in business. In every chart there is a possibility of doing something creative. So that's what. Another thing is that if we just look in ancient times, then we will realize that the concept of job itself came with the Britishers through East India Company. Before that, everyone used to follow their own trade. Whatever they learned from their father, they used to do that. A carpenter's son used to become a carpenter, a woodcutter's son used to become a woodcutter. They all used to work on their own. Then, before the Britishers came with East India Company, I feel rarely people used to be the courtiers in the king's court and something like that. Those were very few people, but normal population was doing its own work. That's what I'm saying, that if you do your own work, there is no reason why you should not be getting paid. Every chart has possibility. Like in this chart itself, we have seen in Taurus Ascendant chart, there are many possibilities where a person can become a counselor, can a teacher, he can earn from share market, he can serve others, he can heal others, he can do great things for humanity. All these things are possible. Okay, and when you enter into these things, you will be paid. That is granted. Best example is Osho Rajni's chart. Happy birthday today. So he is Taurus Ascendant with Jupiter exalted in third house, 5 planets in the 8th house. He provided services of occult and mysticism. He was the perfect mystic of his time. Okay, he knew everything. So he could have also survived himself in job environment, but he didn't. He chose to take a chance, and that chance worked for him. That chance worked for him, right? Like this, everyone can do work for himself, and there is no reason why you cannot get paid for it. So this is one thing I wanted to tell. I hope you liked this Taurus Ascendant analysis, small analysis of about half an hour. If you have any questions, concerns, doubts, you can always ping me here, YouTube video or anywhere in the site, in my WhatsApp number, and I will be happy to help. Rishabh, wonderful insight about Taurus. So can you please give your views on what will be expected if someone has Venus Ketu in Taurus falling in 6th house, having Jupiter aspect to and the Taurus Libra axis in 6th 11th from the native, right? So it is a Sagittarius ascendant chart, and Venus Ketu falls in Taurus. It can give problems in relationship because Venus is in Maran Karaka position. So, and it is conjunct with Ketu, so it can bring some problems in relationship. Otherwise, it can give basically gains. Okay, this person can be very much interested in occult mysticism because Rahu is in Scorpio. Rahu in Scorpio is like a person obsessed about occult and mysticism, and Ketu is sitting with Venus. Ketu itself is occult mysticism. Venus is your wealth. Venus also rules your 11th house of gains. 6th house is your daily work life. So it shows someone who has capability of serving others through occult mysticism or any other related topics. Means occult is the vastest topic of the world. Everything that is hidden in nature, any hidden knowledge comes under occult. So person can serve others through occult and hidden knowledge. It can also make someone, for career related things, I have to look at the full chart, but it also shows someone who can heal others, who can serve others. either in medicine or some other way. But occult can be one of the source of your income, this person's income. I don't know whose chart it is. So it can be a part of your, it can be a source of your income or wealth. So feel free to comment going forward also. I will be happy to respond. Thank you. Let's see through Gemini Ascendant maybe in 2-3 days time.